Alaikum. This is Brother Clifton Raheem Bradley from out of the United States. I'm from, who am I? I am from out of Chicago. I'm in the United States and sit down and I'm a community activist and have a television show called the Underground Railroad Television Show that comes on in Chicago, but you can catch us on YouTube. And here to talk about world events that are going on. And everybody out there, I say most people out there, they believe in conspiracy theories. They believe that the Illuminati exists. They believe that the skull and bones exist. Believe this. And you know what? Very interesting to me. And I'm gonna do what next week, if it's Allah's will. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Dr. Lee Warren come on to talk about the world events that are going on, and probably Randy Evans. And I'm gonna reach out to David to see David's availability. And you know what, you can call if you want to, but you know what, we are gonna be talking about things that are going on globally in the news. Okay, and in Chicago, the United States of America, we having a hard time right now for some people. Some people that have a lot of money, it has no effect on them whatsoever. The gas prices have just went up so high. And from what I understand, I'm gonna put a little music in the background, okay, for y'all. And you know what what happened is the gas prices have just went up so high. I mean, the gas prices in Chicago was like almost $5. $5. Oh, in California, gas prices are up. My friend today, he said that the gas prices going on in California are like $7 a gallon. $7 a gallon. And you know what? It's hard for me to believe that it's not some type of conspiracy to gas gouge, to Illuminati, skull bones. I don't know. Is it some type of conspiracy? Why? Why is the gas prices going up in the United States of America? Why is it going up so high? And here it is. We only get 10 or 9% of our gasoline from Russia. I don't know that. I just believe that there's a group of men that are working to control the society and control this culture and bring about a new world order system so it could be a one world government. I believe that. And I'm not gonna talk about the virus. That is something I'm not gonna talk about. Okay? Because I'm not a medical doctor. That is something I'm not gonna talk about. But you know what? It can cause problems. And it's hard for me, like I say, it's hard for me to believe that the gas prices that all companies would go up on gas and we only get 10 or 9% of our gasoline from Russia. I don't get it, but you know what? Maybe there's somebody out there that does get it. That is my opinion. That is my opinion. I think there's a group of people. There's probably only a few companies like that control the market. That's what I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. So many things that are going on in the world. Mr. Perry, how you doing, man? And you know what, that show that you did, Mr. Perry, you know what, we'll be on the second and third week of Ramadan. What is Ramadan? Ramadan, Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan is coming up April the 2nd. Okay? April the 2nd. In the show, I did a show with Mr. Perry, who gave excellent information talking about Yamakiyama. Now, somebody does not know what Yamakiyama means. That's the day of judgment. It decides that we will count. But I'm just here to talk about the world news, local news, national news. Crime has went up in the United States, in Chicago, Illinois. Crime is just going up because what happened is a lot of jobs have been lost. A lot of jobs. And China has taken them. But you know what? Cannot blame China because you know what? Their wage system is different than ours. So we have a union worker that may make $15 or $20 an hour. But the thing is, in China, you know what? I think they just believe it's just structured differently. I think that it has to cost less to live in a lot of them have jobs. I don't think that the United States will ever be able to match China when it comes to manufacturing. I'm only saying it because of the wages that they make. But if we shift and go to Central America and go to Mexico, I'm sure they work for a lower wage, but you know what? That would take a lot of time. It take a lot of planning. But I happen to believe that the politicians in China think they're a little smarter than the politicians in the United States of America. Or maybe not smarter, the politicians in America are working towards so many special interests. What do I mean special interests? I'm Exxon, I'm Microsoft, and I go ahead and give you $100,000 for your campaign contribution. You're going to be more likely to do me a favor. Okay. But China is a communistic society, and they have oligarchs, but they're all working together towards the good of China and the Communist Party. By no means am I a communist. And I'm just sitting down and just analyzing. And China, you know, if you think that I'm joking, you know what? Just sit down and look at the clothes that you have. Look at the hat you have. My hat says made in China. Pants I have are made in China. And I don't think that the United States will be able to catch up with them. I do not. And I see China, unfortunately, at some point they're going to surpass the United States in military power. But does it really matter? Because all you have to do is just this is something catastrophic happens, and they just press the button and something nuclear happens. And my God, I hope that does not happen. You know what? A whole lot of innocent people are going to be hurt. But I don't think that the U.S. can catch up with China. I don't think that they can catch up with them on the educational system. Because I know in China, for a young person, generally a young person, to get out of 8th grade, they have to be bilingual. They have to be able to speak 2 languages. And I've said this before. They treat their teachers like rock stars. Treat them like, you know how people are in accolades when they see King James, who was a basketball player, but the LA Lakers, and they see Michael Jordan. The society in China, they are in accolades. Okay. Hey, brother, put that up. Hey, Mr. Israel, shalom, shalom. Thank you for tuning in. And if you like this, give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down. If you see something that I can improve. And I want to thank you for all the people that have made donations for my broadcast. As I promised, if you look at the background, and I'm not bragging, I promised I would bring better, make an attempt to bring better content, better guests. The donations, I want to thank y'all because you know what, that enabled me to get the equipment that I wanted. I'm not gonna say needed because I still could have done it to produce a better product. And I want to thank y'all for dropping a donation. But if you didn't make a donation, I want to thank you for your prayers, your salutes to help me in my endeavor to disseminate better information. So going back to China, I don't believe that the United States can't compete with China. I don't believe that. Because right now, as we talk, China recognizes that Africa, the diaspora of Africa, is a gold mine. Africa has more minerals that are used worldwide. Diamond, oil, silver, and they're investing in the infrastructure of China, of Africa right now. But I think they're investing, but at some point they're going to colonize because they have quite naturally, China has workers. But the pitfall that I see for China is Africa is what happened is they're giving enormous loans to Africa. Enormous, huge, not millions, billions. And the African leaders on the diaspora, they're putting the land up for collateral. Collateral is something like, man, if I want you to lend me $100, you say, give me my gold chain. I'm going to take this just in case you don't give it back to me. And the thing is, they're doing that. But I think that they're smarter because they're lending money intentionally to nations that might not have the ability to pay back. So when you lend the money to a nation that does not have the ability to pay back, what happened is take the land. Okay? And the land, what the loans were they're given to countries that are at the strategical points of where they have shores where they can dock their ships and naval vessels. China's smart. I gotta say that. And you know what? I'm not trying to make nobody mad. I'm saying that's my Xi is their president. Very smart man. And he's sitting back. He's making man-made islands. He's making man-made islands right now. And you probably say, what are you talking about? Making man-made islands. Now, man, this is in the news. You know what? This is not a conspiracy. He's making the Chinese people, the communists are making man-made islands. Not necessarily for people to live on, but to control the seas over there where something breaks out. Because at some point, most people and military strategists that I have seen on television, they think it's Sorry about that. Must have been a New World Order, the Skull and Bones of the New World Order, Illuminati, who knows? But at some point, they're making these man-made islands so they can use them strategically to control the Chinese seas and the Pacific. And very interesting. And they have a whole group of China has a whole group of people. Organization is working feverishly on cyber technology. And the thing is, once you control the technology, you can control a whole lot of things. I mean, because there's some people that has helped companies for ransom and say, you know what, we want a certain amount of money, and then we hack your system, and you know what, we release it. See, once you understand cyber technology, but see, China understand. I believe that China understands that even though they have more soldiers than us, they understand that the new soldier is not the man, it's a computer chip. And once you understand the science of cyber technology, you can control and you can disrupt things that are going on in a society and a culture. The China president knows that. I don't think he talked to President Biden. And I think, that's my personal opinion, he talked to President Biden and said President Biden gave him a warning. That's what he said on television about Russia. But I believe that just because a man does like this and bows his head, they're thinking. The Chinese leadership is thinking. And they're thinking about a one China, one China. And perhaps, I don't know if they're thinking about expanding, but I believe that the Chinese will protect their interests. I believe that. Okay? And I think he listened to, I think President Xi of China, Communist president, he listened. And probably said, acted like he agreed, but I don't think that he really agreed. And I believe that he's smart. Because he knows all he has to do is buy this time. And I believe that the whole Russia, I believe that the whole Russia situation, I got something in the chat room I'm going to read. Okay. Do you have a nuclear bomb shelter that you can spare, brother? I'm starting to get real out of here. Yeah. I don't have a bomb shelter. One thing I have is Allah. And I God. The only thing I know is if no matter if a nuclear bomb drops or not, they can never kill me. Because you're looking at me right now in cyberspace. But this ain't the real me anyway. So therefore, the energy force that I have inside of me will never die. Whether they drop a bomb or they don't, and I'm hoping they don't. I don't have a death wish or anything like that. But subhanAllah, Allah, I know Allah is in control. God is in control of everything. But that's what China is doing there. And the thing with the Russians, I believe that they're smart enough. They're not condemning the war with the Ukraine. They're not saying it's bad. They're not saying it's good. But I believe that they're smart enough to funnel money, a capital, through other means to Russia and to support them covertly. I believe it. It ain't nothing like, man, if you like, man, you tell me, man, you into with this guy, and you say don't give him no money. You know, I said, man, it ain't no problem. But you know what? I got a partner named Top 10. I'm Mr. Perry. Okay. Minister Ben. And I said, you know what, man, I'm going to give you the money. You understand? You go ahead and give it to Russia on the slide, and you keep a little for yourself. That's what I believe. I believe the China people are smart. And somebody may say, you're giving them too much credit. No, man, I'm looking at them, man. Anytime a little boy got to learn 2 languages to get out of school, 8th grade, and they treat the teachers like rock stars because they know that they're educating them. They're educating the Chinese people, the communists, to move forward and submit their will to the people and command it with their military. So that's what I believe. And what's going on in the Ukraine, I have totally. So if you have like opinion or view in regards to anything that I say, please put something in the chat. If you like this, hey man, give me a thumbs up. If you hate this, give me a thumbs down. Say, man, you know what? You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You know, because see, we grow not from claps. We grow from constructive criticism. We need constructive criticism to make it's good to get a pat on the back. You know, this show is not perfect. It's not perfect. No. Nothing is perfect. The only thing that's perfect is God and the law. That's the only thing. But please tell me, what do I need to improve on? I need to improve on the sound. I need to improve on the light. I need to improve on the... So to let me know. Because you know what? Y'all are giving me donations and I'm going to work to improve that. But anyway, going back to China, I believe that China is the next juggernaut. Yeah, I believe. Okay, I believe that. Yeah. I mean, my brother. Amen. I believe China is the dragon, and the United States represents the eagle, and Russia represents the bear. And I do not believe that the dragon is going to abandon the bear. I don't believe that. We've been living in a new world order system for 20 years. We just in the last final stages of the completion. Oh yeah, there's no question about that. We're living in a new world order system, and they're working on it. And I'm just amazed, man. I'm amazed. I ain't gonna talk about the virus, but you know what? I'm just amazed that while people were in the house, they were putting up 5G towers. And I said to myself, why are they putting them up now? I said that to myself. I think that they was put, I think New World Order, I think that they were put up because they knew that the majority of us were in the house. And I think, could be wrong, I think that under normal circumstances, when 5G towers will be erected or put up, I believe there would have been a group of people that was protesting. I believe it. Because I saw something. And you know what? I'm going to say, I don't know. They were saying, I was reading an article, and it was saying that the 5G technology. Thank you for saying this great show. I appreciate that. All praise to you. Wow. It was saying that the 5G technology, I'm not an expert by no means, okay? But they said the 5G emits. Emits means it sends out radiation and I'm not an expert, but I saw something on YouTube. And what happened is a flock of birds, it went by. This is representing the birds. And when they got by the towers, all of them dropped to the ground and died. Now, I've seen like articles on that. I don't know if it's true or not, because you know what? I haven't seen it. I believe that there is radiation that comes out of the 5G towers that can cause some problems. I believed it. During the pandemic, I noticed telephones and communication companies pulling all kinds of devices up on the poles and in the alleys. Yeah, I noticed it. I noticed it. But you know what? When I really sit back and really thought about it, I said, it's kind of strange. Because you know what? There's always somebody protesting. There's always somebody protesting. Always. And what happened is, I believe, it's like somebody protesting against the animals, somebody Greenpeace or something like that. There's always somebody protesting. And I believe that under normal circumstances, there would have been people protesting about the 5G towers that are being put up. I believe it. Okay. Probably say, how can I prove it? I can't. I'm going by what people have done in society before they were locked down. I'm not going to say what they was locked down for. Everybody knows. Okay. That could cause a problem. You know? So it's a new world order system being set up before your eyes. And like I say, Joe Biden, I'm going to go to Joe Biden because you know what? People complain. They complain. It's the plane. Guy used to say that on Fantasy Island. They tattoo Mr. Rourke. They complain about Joe Biden. I'm going to tell you something. I do not believe that he's a bad president. I don't believe that he's a bad man. You know what? I always will commend him for putting troops out of Afghanistan, letting more Muslims come to the United States of America. People that pray 5 times a day, Ramadan, they believe in Ramadan, they believe in one God, they believe in paying zakat, they believe in going to the Hajj, to Mecca, if they can afford it. And I commend him because the Ukrainians, he has said 100,000 of them will be able to come to the United States. And I commend him for that. You know, it shows something about Joe Biden's humanity. No matter what they say, you know, I look at Fox Television just to see what the other side is saying, Sean Hannity and Mr. Carr. No matter what they say about him, I'm glad that he's intelligent enough and smart enough not to get angry, not to get mad, and not even to comment on anything that they have said and to stay his course. So Fox Television, Sean Hannity, Mr. Carson, y'all talk about Joe Biden, and I want y'all to know, he has people that's listening, but he's probably ignoring you. I'm pretty sure he's not paying any attention to you. It doesn't make any difference. He's going to stay his course. Yeah. No, Sean, that makes you mad, and Mr. Carson, that makes you mad, and Fox Television, that makes you upset. And you know what? It's just does not It just does not make any sense to me what Fox Television says about Joe Biden. It doesn't. It does. Okay, he forgets. They say he forgets. He forgot. He forgot something. He stumbled on a word. Hell, I stumbled on some word. The average person, once they get older, they forget. Hell, I forgot where I put my keys yesterday. Probably say I'm not running the nation. We all forget. Sean Hamilton, Mr. Carson of Fox Television. You forget. The only thing that's perfect is Allah. That's the only thing that's perfect, like God. So it's funny to me, you know, when he slipped on up Air Force One, and they were just so disrespectful, very disrespectful to him. But you know what? You ever hear that song, "One day you're gonna be old"? One day you're gonna be old. Okay? You're gonna want to hold on to your job. Somebody's gonna be saying that you forget, but you know what? But you try to make the president a laughing stock on Fox Television and conservative news stations because he forgot something. You know something? Y'all are funny. Very, very, very funny. I think it's very sad. But I am so glad that he's wise enough and he's intelligent enough not to even say nothing about it. Then Mr. Farrakhan said it's like breaking wind in a hurricane. Before you smell it, it's gone. He's wise and he's mature. And you know what? He's doing a good job. As far as I'm concerned. So, you know what? Getting back to other subject matters, like if you want to comment, put something in the chat room. If you don't want to comment, you know what? The Mr. Putin, Vladimir Putin, the invasion of the Ukraine. I will say something. I feel sorry, very, very sorry for those people. Very sorry that they're innocent people that are dying. But I have to tell y'all something. You know what? Somebody's not going to like what I'm getting ready to say. I think I said it on my last broadcast that there was a deal with Ronald Reagan and Gorbachev that ended the Cold War. Cold War's ended. But in that deal, they signed something saying that no countries that annexed or left the Soviet Union, like chopping us off. Okay? No country that left the Soviet Union or the USSR would be able to join NATO. And I would say that I'm going to read that. I would say that that treaty was violated. Poland used to be part of the Soviet Union. So if there's agreement, I got a gang and you got a gang. I say, man, we're going to sign an agreement, but can't none of mine that used to be in my group come join yours to make you strong. Okay? And then I find out on the slide, he knew anyway that you know what, people from my gang coming to join you. You know what? That causes a threat. That's a threat. And you know what? That may cause provocation. That will cause me anxiety, pain, suffering, because we signed the agreement that nobody in my gang could join your group. And you say, I believe that Satan has ordered the world of economy, and it is time, and the time is coming to the end, a new world order of the high. God next. Yes, I believe that too. That we're coming to the end, and you know what? Nobody can stop it. Nobody. Nobody can stop it. So I'm giving it to you on a basic level. Babylon is fault. I'm giving it to you on a basic level. If I got a gang and I say I'm with the GDs, the gang in your neighborhood, and the L Rookers, we sign an agreement, okay? We're gonna stop. We're gonna stop all of this. Okay. But I give it to the gang leader and other gang leaders, we sign an agreement. Well, you know what, man? We're gonna put all this. We still gonna have our gangs. But you know what? None of mine can join your group. Because you have to be on fair. And you agree to that agreement. And then I see some of my people joining your organization. My gang, the GDs, the Gangster Disciples, Latin Kings. I'm saying, we had agreement. We had agreement. So I'm trying to put it on a little level. So what I'm saying is that they had an agreement that no country that left the Soviet Union would be able to join NATO. And here it is. Put something up there. America is taking up the size and helping the Nazis out of the Peace Corps to put up a warning for black workers volunteering that are fleeing refugees will use the N-word. Yeah, man. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, when the agreement was signed, nobody that left was annexed or separated from the Soviet Union after the agreement was signed was supposed to be able to join NATO. Poland. Poland has missiles right now that are pointed at the Soviet Union. And the Soviet Union, believe me, I'm not a communist. I was in the military. Okay? I was in the Navy. Okay? I believe democracy is the best thing. You know. But what happened is, Poland has missiles that are pointed at Russia right now. Okay? So I'm thinking to myself, I couldn't really analyze it. I couldn't really process it. You know, I look at a television show called Democracy Today. Great television show. I forgot the comment. It's a lady commentator. I forgot her name. And you know what? She had made a statement that I did not rationalize. I didn't think about. She said, "Look, man. Once upon a time, the United States was mad and upset with Cuba because Khrushchev, who was the president or the premier at the time, wanted to give missiles to Cuba because they were allies. And President Kennedy said, this will not be tolerated." And people geographically, if you don't know what Cuba is right by Florida. It's right by the United States of America. Okay, here it is. Cuba, right? I think it's like 150 miles or 200 nautical miles, or I'm off by 100. Hey, you know. But anyway, in the United States were furious. They were upset. They were angry. They were pissed off that Khrushchev, who was the premier of the USSR at the time before they broke up, that they were going to give Cuba missiles that could be directed towards the United States of America. And you know what? When I listened to her, I said, damn, DAM, I didn't think about that. So they're probably just as though we were opposed to heavy missiles in Cuba, which is close to Florida, United States. They're probably just as opposed as missiles in Poland that are now pointing at the Soviet Union. And I said, So I think I got it. I said, I think I got it. I think that I understood. Okay. And I said, Like, you know, that's what happens when you look at alternative news. And I said, yeah, you know what? That's a point that I didn't think about. And then here it is, the Ukraine, which annexed, is separated from the Soviet Union, and there was agreement signed that no other nations just separated from the Soviet Union could join NATO. Say, you know what, the U.S. and NATO are thinking about letting Ukraine come in. And you know what? No, their president has to be seen. Damn. You gotta look at the map. Okay. We're being surrounded. Okay. I let them get away with violating the treaty. Okay. When Poland got close to them on this side. Now the Ukraine is in the middle. And you know what? Once they join, there will be more missiles pointed at my country. And when I thought about it, I said, yeah, man, I guess you know what it is. Two sides of the story. So that is a threat. That is a threat to even talk about the Ukraine joining NATO, because not only will they have Russia have missiles pointed to them in Poland, which is on the left, might be on the right, wherever you stand it, but in the middle, Ukraine joining NATO, and they will have missiles pointed at them, and then it's like they will be surrounded. And I would say sometimes you have to fight a war to avoid a war. By no means am I against the United States of America. But right is right, wrong is wrong. So they say, you know what? It's either fight now. I laid on. It's like I was looking at Star Trek. I don't know how Star Trek came to my mind. The Romulans was the other group. They crossed the neutral zone and they destroyed something. It's a test. Poland is the test. And they tried to go back. Star Trek. But the Enterprise was behind them. And then what happened is the Romulans got past the neutral zone. And Captain Kirk had to make a decision. Do we let them get away with it, even though they crossed back into the neutral zone that we not supposed to cross? Or do we fight them? And Captain Kirk came to the conclusion that we have to fight, because you know what? Time to avoid a war, we gotta fight a war. Okay? Yes, how you doing, brother? I cannot hear you, brother. Can't hear you. So what happened on the Star Trek thing, the Romulan ship went through the neutral zone. The neutral zone is like a line. It's your side, my side. And Captain Kirk, you know what? You have to just get your mic setting right. And you could come on and join us. And he got past and... Okay, how you doing, brother?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. I imagine I had on the YouTube and it told me to connect. I didn't know you had this feature right here to come on. I was typing my butt off in the chat. I said, I better stop typing. Brothers, he's set to go, man. He got streams, he got phone calls, he's got all, because I've been following you for years, man. I say, that brother Underground, he put a lot of work in, you and quite the other few brothers, and it's good to see you still, on the mission, man.
All praises to Allah. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. I really do, brother. And I'm saying that humbly. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man.
You're taking time out of your day, and I appreciate it.
Like I said, I had another call, and I'm just now eating this yard bird up. It's trying to get my dinner in kind of late, but yeah, I like the topic. I like the connection to what the president just said about the New World Order.
Yes, sir. What do
And
you think? What do you think about it, brother?
I think that he's been around long enough to put it out there innocently. I don't think he meant it in the way that he said it, because he's kind of like not slow, but very wise beyond his, he's been around for years. I mean, almost 80 years old.
Yes, sir.
So I don't think he meant it that way, because the New World Order is a conspiratory term for one world government, which, like I said, yeah, if you start talking about spiritually, yeah, of course, God said it's going to be one world order. Of course, it's going to be a great war of Armageddon. Of course, it's going to be times like it was never before, because Putin said that. Putin said, it's going to be a time like never before. I said, man, if they don't both get up out of the black folk, doctrine. But, they doing what they do, and, we can only, pay attention to, like you say, having these conversations to put up these spiritual, video, digital message to let people know that here's some information you can use maybe. And if I'm able to share that with you, that's a blessing, yeah.
I appreciate it. I'd like to ask you something, brother.
Yes, sir.
Do you perceive, I'm not really worried about Russia. Do you perceive China, Asia, China as being the next juggernaut, the next power, China?
Yeah, well, again, I don't think so. I don't think that even if China has 1.5 billion, and India has another 1.5 billion, China has some economic and some, like you say, social programs or government that tend to be socialist and communist in origin, and they do the, like you said, oligarch type of treatment. So they do have a format of being a world order and monotheistic. I'm talking about in one way that they do it, and that again, just a world treatment is simply it's no way, And again, if we considering they talk about the economic union that China is part of, which is Brazil, Russia, India, and China, the BRIC, right?
Yeah, and they're buying up Africa.
Well, Africa doesn't, everybody's, that rush for Africa been around forever. And that's just unfortunate that Africa doesn't have that leadership as these superpowers, as you say. They don't have the strength of it. So they've been, they've been around so long. Africa is that first world, if you want to go with the old world, you got to go there. Like you said, we're in a new world, or this second Babylonian stage. So that way back, and even this year, what we know is going to be a history soon enough, right? So yeah, China, on the other hand, couldn't do it unless, because this experiment of America, where 5% of the people run the world. I mean, only 5% of the world population, that is America, is the superpower. How do they do that? They do it through arms. They do it through this. I wouldn't say democracy, because democracy, like you said, you believe in democracy. I say, for me, democracy is the root of, at its very root, is demonic. Not to say that when you talk about it in a contemporary sense, it's not, demonic, because I believe in the republic. I believe in God laws. I believe in laws that are greater than our personality, because that democracy will have you out there with, it strikes the sensibilities, man, to say, okay, well, we're going to separate people from being black. We're going to go against the Jews. We're going to go against the Asian. We're going to go against the Islamic folk. We're going to go, like you're saying now, having that conversation about Asia, Islam, having that conversation about Europe and the economic union that they have, like you said, NATO, Ukraine trying to join over there, and Russia like, hold up, wait a minute, look like y'all trying to run us off the planet here. And that being taken, you hear that conversation about, oh, Putin said he got to go. He said, we ain't looking for no regime change, but we want him out of there. Well, there you go. It's like in this propaganda area where we live in the West, that's what we're going to hear. We're not going to hear.
But you know something? You know what? I know by doing research that Reagan and Gorbachev signed a treaty. And that treaty said that no country that annexed are separated from the Soviet Union will have the ability to join NATO. So there are missiles that Poland did it on the slide, but you know what? They let them get away with it. Poland got missiles pointed at Russia right now, just like the U.S. was concerned about missiles in Cuba being too close to their borders. That's a threat to Russia. But I didn't understand it until I looked at this democracy now, and I understood.
Yeah, so that's the thing, that's an unwinnable war. That war can't be won. I don't care if one more nuclear bomb, maybe one that I know of, and that was over in China. China like, we ain't want no more of that. And so 40 years later? No, when did it take place? In the 40s?
I don't know.
That was an atom bomb. It was an atom bomb. It wasn't a nuclear bomb. So now you got a weapon out here. You got weapons that you can't win that war. So that's why I started out saying you got a bomb shelter, brother, that I can get into for about 100 years. Because, man, if they set it off, and I love your answer by saying that, my brother, I'm not, I'm in this world, but I'm not of it. I'm a spiritual-minded brother. I'm not carnal-minded, and, I could appreciate that. So I'm like, yeah, that's the way I am as well. I'm set up that way as well, I'm spiritually discerned in terms of that, most of that breakdown. I try to, like they say, get an understanding of the world according to what's written. And for me, it's easy. It's easy to do because I could, like I said, the world leaders, Russia and President Biden just said right out the book. It's like word for word. And it's not unlike that has not been in there for eons. And that's that word that I put up. For eons have this temptation or this power, this wickedness that takes place. I mean, they're painting this new world order as a wicked thing. But I say that if you got a world that's been did away with rich and poor, did away with male and female, which I don't see that happening in a spiritual sense. I mean, these people talking that androgynous stuff. I'm like, hold up, man. That's a little after me, because I'm going to keep it right here. But if you get to that point where there's, no Jew and Gentile, they get away with all that mess. Like you said, that's a true democracy. But democracy on this, like I said, on the base level, will bring up so many issues that it's like you have to be Satan himself to understand it. Because he understands dark stuff. He understands stuff that, man, the mind can't even begin to understand. So, yeah, I could dig that, man. No, New World Order, absolutely.
But you know what's bad about it? I'm not going to talk about the virus because that causes a problem. Yeah. But you know what's bad about it? There are people that are putting computer chips in their fingers right now. Right now. And you know what the pretext is?
What's that?
You won't be able to walk up to the vending machine. You put your index finger there. You'll be able to get it. And they, at some point, my children, your grandkids and my grandkids, they're going to have to make a decision over whether they're going to get a RDF chip put in their finger. I'm being ostracized from the society. And that is, it's very sad. You know,
Well,
I'm 60. My day is almost over.
yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm 62, so we're the same guy, and I can dig that whole. Everybody trying to connect the dots here. Is it the shot? Is it the COVID shot? Is it?
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that. YouTube, you know what? YouTube has caused me problems. I don't even want. And you know what?
I'm sorry. Right? You see, I know.
And you know about the thing like this. People that hold their hand like this. I don't even want to, because you know what? You'd be surprised, bro.
My bad. I know you know, man. I know, big bro. I know you know. You've had some skin in the game. You've been putting in work. You got that double honor when it comes, bro.
All praises do that a lot. But see, I said I believe in democracy, but I say as being a Muslim, that's not really what I want. It begins with, it's something that Muslims believe in, is Sharia law. And I believe in a point, like they're doing it in the UK right now. They have certain areas in the UK. They have a group called Islam for the UK. The Sharia, but see, I'm a Muslim. I'm supposed to say that. I'm supposed to say that.
Right.
I said I want democracy, but I didn't say what I want ushered in, but you got it out of me.
Right. And I got you. That's why I said only at the base level. So I understood what you meant by that, because you're talking about equity.
Yeah.
You're talking about like the mantra of what we hear, equity, inclusion, and diversity, but we hear it, but we don't see it. It's like, hold up, it ain't matching. That's why I said it's only formed by the word of God. It's hard to make it happen, because that's right part of what I just said. Doing away with, sexism, doing away with classism, doing away with racism, doing away with all that garbage,
race theory and all. But I'm gonna say something to the people that are listening. I do not believe that the world is gonna get better. I don't believe that. But you know what? I'm trying to just give the warning to people, because everything that's happening is supposed to happen. It's been prophesied already. And I do not believe that it's going to get any better till the Messiah comes back. But when the Messiah comes back, he's coming to shed blood. And the day for atonement, that's over with. That's over with. I haven't been to service to your Islamic show, but I can't.
Yeah, like I said, you got to include that to get your flow. To actually, like you say, be true to yourself, not to run anybody off, as you say. You want to have a corporate conversation, but take a little bit of this incorporate, this higher than that, so that we can balance it out. Because, like you say, everybody got their. Biden and Putin got different gods. They have different understanding, just like you and I have different gods, different understanding. But all that's to, like you said, for democracy in a contemporary sense, that's got to go. We need a new world order. We need a righteous world, like you said, the Sharia law. I think you put it in that context, and they have, that Catholic thing, all these other understandings. So, like I said, I ain't too quick. I'm a civil guy. I've learned to. I've been around, like you said, there's some conversations you just can't have because it's not allowed. Like you said, you can't talk about the juice, can't talk about this, because you know where the hinge is at. You've been around so long, you can kick the hinges on the door. You're like, oh no, hey, we ain't going there right now.
They gonna do this.
Right. I know, brother.
You gotta learn. I guess I have to learn how to communicate in a different way, because these social media networking websites, they are monitored by a new world order system that has control over the mass.
They can't even tell you how the algorithm is set up. They only say it's the algorithm that does it. And they can't even tell you. That's how crazy this artificial intelligence is.
Yeah.
And man, it's like everybody is lost in their sauce with that. Everybody. I'm talking like Putin said, they trying to cancel me. Cancel culture. Did you hear what he said? Putin said they trying to cancel me like something else.
They messing with my system. They messing with my system now, brother.
They messing with who?
They messing with my little system right now. It's okay.
See?
Yeah.
That's
you know what?
That's
I tell you what somebody asked me, man. Somebody asked me. They said, "Do you think you got the best show?" I said, "No, man. I got what Allah wants me to have. If it's one person listening and it changes one person's life, I've done something. So all these little pats, and you know what? I think it was an individual trying to discourage me, but that's okay.
That's what I mean. It's the algorithm. It's the big brother of the New World Order. It's the Orwellian. When you understand those things, how we got where we at, because it's more progressive than anything. So it's the algorithm that's messing with you. I don't think it's no one person. Because like I said, it's not a flesh and blood war. It is a person with millions and so forth. And the people they don't know how to discern that. That's why I said they call it artificial intelligence algorithm. So it's a certain word that we might say that would trigger the system. That's why we say, "Oh, hold up, don't say that, bro." They try to cut me off. Don't say that no more. I'm like, not bad.
You know what? They have taught me the hard way, man. Like I said, when you go to Facebook, you go to YouTube. But you know something? They're collecting information. They're collecting mega data that they can sell out to other people to make money. So you ever notice, man, you know what? You go to a website and you might have wanted to something about cars, and before you know it, the next day or the next hour, they're selling that information. Okay. And voice recognition. It's like your phone will not function if it doesn't record. They're working on nanotechnology. Nanotechnology is something that goes into the bloodstream. It's very heavy, and you already know all that. So there's a new world order system that's being set up before your very eyes in the average person.
Yeah, I thought you interview some of those minds, those great minds that bring forth that information. So I know you know what you're talking about. Like you said, I know you have joined leads with all of the great minds that speak these truths to power. I got you.
All praises to Allah, but I want to share something with the audience. I know, but actually, when I have these brilliant minds on these experts, I'm learning. Because nobody knows everything. I'm learning. You know what? It gives me opportunity. It's like I'm in class. And I'm the only one, and I get the opportunity to ask questions. And when the telephone calls, I love the telephone calls because I get calls and people may say, they ask a question like, "Damn, I never thought about that." Because nobody knows everything. And man, I gotta have you on one day, brother.
I'm nobody. I'm like,
I'm
on the west side of Chicago, and I'm just a broke. And I chose that. I chose it, so I appreciate it. And of course, I will come on. You just say the word. Just don't expect no great stuff to come out. It's going to be everyday kind of conversation.
You know what?
It's just you're going to knew that. You're going to be like,
that's my telephone number right there. But you know something? There's something on in Chicago right now, and I'd like to get your opinion about it. There is regentrification that is taking place in the United States in Chicago, and housing costs so much. There are on the east side of Chicago. I don't know about the west side of Chicago. They get ready to put the Obama library, which he deserves the library. I'm not gonna say nothing negative. There's some other things I can say, but I'm not gonna do that. Libya and all that, I'm gonna leave that alone. But what happened is on the east side of Chicago, gentrification means a whole group of people are moving in of a different ethnic background, and they're moving a whole other group of people out. So they're attempting to move out people that don't have that much money by sending in building inspectors. Because what house is up to code is 75 years old? What? It's
Right.
what? If a person is barely making it, what do you do? What do you do when gentrification is taking place? What do you do?
That's an old trick. You know, we call it the privatization of the suburbs per se. You know, when the brothers came in, all the affluent folk, let's call it that, right? They moved to the suburbs, right?
Yeah.
They weren't trying to be around poor folks, you know.
Yeah.
So that's nothing new. So even now, I think they said the United States is going to take 100,000 Ukrainians, and even I think another 100,000. So they might be up to 200,000 immigrants coming to America, maybe just until this conflict is over, which we know it'll never be over. They're going to simply wipe Ukraine off the map, and it's going to be what that brother wanted to be. But but they won't bring any Haitians or any poor immigrants. It's like, no, Mexicans, we don't want you in here, Mexico. You can't come across the line because y'all don't have that education. You don't have the right skin tone. You don't have the right pedigree, as you say. So it's
but
that's what justification means.
The only reason now you're gonna say I'm biased. The only reason I'm not really saying nothing. I used to be against sanctuary city, but now I am not against it because you know what? They're Muslims that are coming from Afghanistan. And a lot of the Muslims come to Chicago because you know what? They will help. You don't even. So if you're going to give a certain group of people entitlements, let the Muslims come to Chicago. But see, I'm talking biasly because I'm a Muslim. I'm supposed to say that. So I don't believe that Joe Biden was wrong on withdrawing from Afghanistan. In fact, I applaud him for it. But you gotta understand, I'm a Muslim.
And trust and believe that's what the American experience is. We have Muslims, we have Asians, we have Mexicans, we have so many different. We are this big melting pot of people, ideologies, beliefs, strongly. I'm talking about everybody got enough representation.
Yeah.
You feel me? So across the board, you'll find people that are Islamic of different hues. You got Asian Islamic, Caucasian Islamic, Negro Islamic. You got quite a few that constitute that body of politics. So understand that justification, that is, like I said, it's a watered down term. It's a watered down term for the time of the Gentiles. So the time of the Gentile is almost over. That's why I said that's on the way out.
According to the religious scriptures, is that what you
right.
said?
According to the prophets, the prophecy, the inspiration. We were inspired to, have this put in a book to let man know what the Most High was on. You understand? All men. So, and like you say, the wild man, they're gonna get that treatment. I'm talking about Ishmael. He heads the Islamic faith. Ishmael is the father of the Islamic faith. He started out as what's his name, son. He's not an Israelite, but he is a uh, Abrahamic. He's an Abrahamic Eastern folk. So understand that they are kinfolk. You know, the way I see it, these are our kinfolk. These new come up, and so if you're going to start with Ishmael and God reaching out to him and blessing him the same way that he blessed the Gentile brothers. So I'm going to provoke you to jealousy. He gave them the world rulership. See, when he took Nebuchadnezzar and he made them the king of the earth. See what I'm saying? So when we start talking about the economic union, that right there is a power. The Gentile family. So, like you say, Poland, that's where the president was just at, Ukraine, and all of the border countries that was part of the West, the East.
Soviet bloc.
Yeah, the Soviet bloc. And now that they're becoming called, there's supposed to be 10 nations left within the economic union when this war happened. So they got maybe 20 of them now, so a lot of them got to go. A lot of people don't know that. They got to get up out of there because it ain't supposed to be with 10. See, so you got a lot of, they talk about the G7, the G9, the G this, you know, so they try to fool the people like the people don't know what's happening, but a lot of people don't know what's happening. That's why it's important to have conversation. And know that, like you said, they'll cut you off, you know, when they get a chance. But then, like you said, if the Most High or Allah allows you, that's where you'll be at. Like you said, you know, you gotta live your life, brother.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I got to do, man. I mean, all praises due to Allah, and I'm gonna continue this mission as long as Allah tells me to. If Allah told me not to do this tomorrow and leave this alone, I will leave this alone. But I'm trying to do what I was commanded to do, and sometimes I have to admit I don't really understand why I was asked to do it. I'm talking about a manifestation revealed to me by my Creator, and sometimes because you know, there's people out there that speak better than me, use better English than me, don't know how, more educated than me, don't say, yeah, and I heard that. And, you know, and sometimes I don't understand certain things, man. That's like canned television. I was given a manifestation to put shows on about Ramadan, during Ramadan. I didn't understand it. And you know what? All the shows that's coming on my TV show are going to be about Islam. And I was given a manifestation to make PSAs about Islam, and I'm going to work on it to try to educate the masses of the masses. I'm talking about the people that do listen to my show, you know. And sometimes I don't understand why I was chosen, because I can't even read Arabic, man. You know what? My Islam is not great, not anything like that, but I just try to do what Allah wants me to do. But I'm no great scholar at all. You know, I know enough.
That's what I say about myself. I say, look, I ain't one of them. I'm not that gifted. I'm like, hold on, bro. I ain't, because they be saying, you got some superpower. Can you heal the sick and make the blind walk? Me see it. Can you? I'm like, man, I can't do none of that.
Yeah. This brother got something in here. Okay. I don't like the idea of gentrification at all, but I hate more of black politicians that are standing aside and watching. What do you think about that?
Yeah, you know, again, like you were saying, Africa is in that same position. Here you got the black nation, if you want to say black, because I don't, you know, ain't no black land and no Negro land and ain't none of that. Like you said, we talking about nationhood. When I say Israel, I say Israel. When you say Islam, you're talking about Israel. I mean, the middle, whatever that country is, they head over there. So many of them. But so, black politicians, you know, they're even less than that 5%. So we only 12 and 14%. Oh, they are saying something. There's quite a few of them out there that are, you know, saying, hey, look, you got to get out of our community. if they're going to hold it in that sense that they do hold it in that sense. So I don't think that is true 100%. It does have its weight. I understand what he's saying, but that's the same thing like we were saying about Africa and how it has, where does it line up in the scheme of things? You know, if in fact China's in there, like you say, buying up Africa wholesale,
Yeah.
Europe, been towed down. They got in Africa back in the 1900s, man. You know, they've been running Africa since the 1900s. And so the colonization of Africa took place. So, and what are they saying? What are these African leaders saying? Because the brother was just talking about the other day about how 6 million people have been killed in the genocide and over in the Congo.
Yeah.
And so where are the voices that are speaking to the genocide that's taking place in the Congo? You know, a lot of it is infighting, but more than anything, it's that whole colonization, pitting one another against another, and like you said, it becomes like, where's the voice? And that's where I think we fail, because like you said, where is the spokesman for the Gentile nation or the Asian nation or any of these other nations? They don't, you know, like black folk, we gotta have one person out there marching, and that's a bunch of garbage. It really is a bunch of garbage that black politicians gotta do it, because we are not that type of people. Because that's how they pimp us out now. They go get Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton. They go get 2-3 guys and they got a 95% of the vote. That's crazy.
Well, you know, I believe personally that your black politicians are bought and paid anyway. You know, like, if you're a corrupt man, are you leaning towards being corrupt there in the middle? When I give you, I'm special interest, and I give you $100,000 towards your campaign contribution, and this other guy give you $5, who's gonna have more influence? Who's gonna have more influence? I believe that the politicians, truthfully, as you said, reiterated, they're not looking out towards the interests of the people. They're looking out towards the money of big donors that we don't even know nothing about. So, as I said, I don't believe this is gonna get no better. I'm talking about it. I don't believe it's gonna get any better. I don't believe it's gonna get any better till the Messiah come back. But like I say, the Messiah is coming back to shed blood and take care of the wrongdoers. And I pray to God, I pray to Allah that I don't be on the wrong side. You know, because there are people that glorify this earth by getting a car and having money and buildings, but in the end, that ain't gonna make no difference anyway. You know, it's all about getting. It's all about
that don't have no color. That ain't got no color. That don't, like you said, that money, it is the root of all evil. So the money itself is where the problem is. That's that doctrine of gain.
Yes.
And ain't no poster child for the doctrine of gain. Like I said, we are led away of our own desires. Like you say, the brothers that get in office that sell out for some chump change, that's on them.
But see, it's not only that, brother. When they get in office, they have a dossier on them. They have a file on them. Because we all have done something wrong. Okay? Like, you remember Hoover? Hoover had files. And he wore posts to FBI. But you know what? They got a file where if you don't want to follow orders, they can destroy it.
That's what I said.
They know that even before you get in office. Because we all have done something wrong.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's not a flesh and blood war. All that fell short.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I don't look nothing out of them, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't looking like Obama. I really don't want to talk about Obama. I will say I don't like what he did in Libya. I'm gonna leave that.
That's what I'm trying to do. Y'all forgotten? They want to call Putin a crony, but they said, man, look, all the people y'all have killed over there in the name of democracy. in the name of America. Y'all killed Putin. You killed, not Putin, but what was the brother's name over there? They killed Gaddafi. Quite a few other melanated leaders or people that are in the second and third world.
Well, look what they did in Black Wall Street, brother.
Yeah.
They did in Black Wall Street, for people that don't know, it was an economical community that was set up by blacks. They run their own businesses, they have their own stores, they have their own economical base. And when a certain group of people got tired of, they didn't tell them, they bombed the community. I forgot what city Black Wall Street was in, but they bombed.
Yeah, down in Kansas somewhere, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Look at what they did to the Push movement in Philadelphia with Wilson Good. Here it is. There were people from the Push movement that had their own community, and they wanted to live the way they wanted to in their own community. And Wilson Good, who was the mayor, they dropped the bomb and killed the people. And I got to do research on that. But the United States, we love the United States, but the United States talks about regime change. The United States has made regime change. There were no weapons of mass destruction. Okay? There were no weapons. Okay? There was no reason to try to get rid of Fidel Castro by giving him a cigar that was laced with poison. There was no reason. There was no reason to do that to Gaddafi in Libya that wanted to unite the diaspora. So they talk about, so I hate to sound like Dr. Khalid Muhammad of the Nation of Islam. They're a bunch of hypocrites.
Right, that's what I mean. We all fall short. And so that I'm gonna give it up in a second because I gotta make this call. But like you were saying, the Ukrainian president, whatever his name, he made a plea to Biden. He said, "You are the world leader, and we want you to be the world leader. We want you to be the peacemaker around the world." But like you said, you give him props for coming out of Afghanistan. But as that world leader, he's got so many histories that the tradition is so full of some serious challenges. I'm very hypocritical. So hey, peace, brother. I just want to. I see you doing it the way that man. A lot of us only can hope. And so with that, I'm gonna.
May Allah bless you, brother.
I'm gonna send you my number so that I'm gonna try to send you that number so that we can keep in touch. I don't know. Well, maybe how can I drop it in there?
You know what? I'm gonna put my number. There go my number right there. That's my number.
Let me lock it in. Let me do that.
Okay.
Let me get your number, lock it in, and I'm gonna text you so that you have mine.
Okay. Well, see, man, I thank you for spending your precious time with me. I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, man, I've always enjoyed your show, so
praise to God.
And I've always tried to do a little in the chat whenever I get a chance. And I didn't know you had this here because I can imagine you got quite a bit in your arsenal, man.
Oh, praise to God.
Okay, so grace and peace, man. Have a great one, okay?
Shalom, shalom, and assalamu alaikum, brother.
Hey, so, brother. Peace.
All right, peace. So he's gone. And you know what? I appreciate that because you know something. There's somebody that told me, man, ain't nobody listen to you. I said, they sounded just so silly to me. You know what? I listened. And I said to myself, the people that listen, everything that happens is by the will of the world. If no one person listens, beautiful. They don't. Well, I didn't get mad or angry, but sometimes people say things to try to discourage you, and they get their jollies, and it makes them feel happy. many detractors, but it's okay. It's okay. Because the detractors and the people that have put me down, and people that have tried to destroy me, people that say, man, you're funny, you can't even talk. It's okay. You know, it's okay. Because I would say years ago, I couldn't have took that criticism years ago. It wasn't strong. But it makes the naysayers and the people that laugh and joke and say, you know, it's okay. It doesn't make any difference. I think because I'm older, and you know what? I'm learning more and more who I am. And like toxic people, I don't even want to be around. I don't want to be around them. I don't want to work for them. I don't even want to be around negative people. But that does not mean I won't take constructive criticism. You have put down artists that try to build themselves up by putting somebody down. And I think, like I saw on the show, the psychiatrist said, I guess they wasn't healthy enough this child. It's funny to me. It's funny. It's funny to me. It's funny to me down at Can Television when some TV producers down at Can Television in Chicago. Okay. At 1309 Southwood, people say, man, I got the best show. I got the best show on television. I got the best. And you know what? I look at them and just laugh in my head. Because if you had the best show on television, mainstream television would be beating down your door. It is funny to me. You know, it's funny to me because there are people that actually think more of themselves than what they are. And I understand by being a believer, subhanAllah to Allah, that those are attributes of the devil, of the Shaitan, when you walk around and think more of yourself than what you are. And I listen to people like that. I listen to people when they talk more about the dunya, I talk about the earth. And they don't even mention God or Allah, or Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, or Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. They don't even mention that in their conversation one time. And I listen to them. Very interesting. And I fall short too. Not only could I point at them, I pointed myself. But that's why, inshallah, when I be the will of Allah, when I get through with this broadcast, I'm going to make my salat is prayer. He should thank Allah for everything that I have. And try very hard not to brag on anything that I have. Because everything I have, or who I have, comes from the Creator. And I always pray that Allah keeps people away from me that are arrogant, that are proud, that think more of themselves than what they are. Always ask for Allah's protection to keep people away, because you know what that could contaminate me. And you know what? It's guilt by association. Stay away from people like that. And I listen to them. And I'm not going to argue with them. You know, I had somebody tell me, we were talking about a lot. You know what? I'm going to keep that conversation. So, because there's some things just to say. But like I say, going back to the United States of America, they're criticizing Russia. And the thing is, we have made regime change. Tyranny is tyranny. You know, what we need is for nations to have peace. You don't need the military strategists sitting up in this. Oh man, we're gonna conquer this land. We're gonna conquer that land. You know, I heard a speech called "The Greatest Speech of All" by Charlie Chaplin. And you know what? See, we should all just get along. It's not about the military-industrial complex making millions. Korea shooting off missiles. It's not even about that. We should work towards global peace. Inflation in the United States is so high because the gas prices has went up. Nations want to join NATO. You know, all I can say is that Charlie Brown said, you might be saying, Charlie Brown, this guy's a clown. I'm going to say, well, that Charlie Brown, what does everybody always picking on me? But see, when you put yourself out there, you should be tough enough to be being picked on. I want to thank everybody for listening. Because I didn't mean for this broadcast to be this long. But Lord knows, I can talk. Especially when I just call it. And the people that participated in the chat room, it's appreciated. And like I said, all of the people that looked at this, share it on your Facebook, on your YouTube, on your Twitter, share it. I want to thank everyone. All praises be to Allah for the donations that were made to enhance my social media platform and to embellish it and to make it better. And I'm going to work to put better content. That is something that I am going to do, you know. And so to the people in the United States, thank you. Central America, Mexico, and thank you. Canada, thank you. Asia, thank you. Africa, thank you. Europe, thank you. And Australia. You know what? I probably don't ever say hi to Alaska. Alaska, man. You know what? North Pole and the South Pole. And you know what? I pray for the people in the Ukraine and the Muslims that are coming from Afghanistan. I want to give applause to President Biden for letting Muslims come from Afghanistan to the United States and letting people from the Ukraine come to the United States of America. I believe he's a good man. I believe it. But I believe that the Chinese government, I believe that they're very, very, very smart people. In everything that you see going on right now, because Russia and China has alliance. The Russia, you know what China is studying? The cyber technology, they're building up their military, they're studying right now. And you know what? They're very smart people. They are. But that's all I would like to say. Yeah. Any comments or suggestions, please let me know. I'm gonna go back to the chat one more time. Okay. Chat one more. Yep. Kevin, I'm waiting for you to come on. You say the politicians have sold us, but we as a whole keep voting them in. There ain't no question about that. No question right there. But you have been looking at the Underground Railroad. We come on in Chicago on Comcast Television Channel 19 at 10:30 p.m. on Saturday night, Channel 19. But you can join our YouTube page because you don't have to worry about looking at us on television because you can see us on YouTube 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I want to say thank you to my sponsors, Citizen Suburban Newspaper in Chicago. Google them up. Right off 87th, I think in Kenwood. Buy an ad from them. It's a newspaper. Okay. And the greatest barber in Chicago, Dr. Stan the man. He is at 7900 South Jeffrey at Herb's Barber Shop. He's a little short guy that had braids in his hair, and his name is Stan. You know, get your hair cut down. And I want to thank Royal Cameras. Thank you for taking care of my cameras, man. You know what? Thank you. And also, I want to say Shaymar Media Productions. We do videos, we make television shows in Chicago. Yes, we do. And we film a bit. And we do video there. So, I'm going to put my telephone number there. This is my business telephone number. And the people at Shaymar Media Productions, you know what? We love to make television shows. We do the hard work of fight. But for us, it's not hard. It's a burden of love. Okay, so thank you to the global audience. Thank you to people in Chicago. You know, there's a shooting in Chicago where somebody from the CTA shot a man in the CTA. CTA is the bus service and the L service that run underground for commuters. And he shot somebody yesterday. And that person is in critical condition. I hope that person doesn't die. He shot him because he pushed him. And I don't know why he bought a gun to work anyway. But these are the things that are going on. And like I said, I want to thank the people that stuck with me, the people that had to leave early. Thank you for watching the Underground Railroad television show in the United States, in Chicago, Illinois. And I'm going to leave you with the words of Assalamu alaikum. Allah bless you and your family. This is Ramadan, according to what the scholars say, it is April the 2nd, 2022. What is Ramadan? Ramadan is where Muslims pray, they fast, they don't eat candy, they don't eat food or nothing, or drink nothing during the morning, and they abstain from sexual pleasures. They and you know when they read their Quran, it's where most Muslims are on their best behavior during Ramadan. I go, that's the month I love to go. Leave this world because I, like many, are on my best behavior during Ramadan. And I'm gonna do a show about Ramadan. You know, somebody asked my imam. That's what I think. Imam. For people that don't know what imam is, you like to have a preacher in the church, a priest. An imam is like the head, not the head. He's the leader. Like you have leader of church, the leader of the Islamic community. They might have my imam. So support your mosque, like Mosque in Chicago, 8900 South Stony Island. They are working to spread Islam. They definitely believe in Sharia law, and they feed the people, and they have housing for the people. And, you know, and Mosque there, but yet at 4700 South. Yeah, Woodlawn. Support the imam. Manu, I think it's the 37 McCallion, support him. And MCC Mosque, that is on Elston Avenue in Chicago. Support him. You know, they're moving Islam, bringing up the numbers. They're bringing up the numbers. But it's only by the will of Allah that they're bringing them up. They're giving people not evil words, but good words. So support you. And wherever you live, support your Islamic mosque. A mosque to support. Oh, there I go talking again. I'm gonna just say Assalamu alaikum. I think I'll never get out of here if I just keep on talking. Lord knows. So